Welcome back, everybody, to the World Championship Series. It's time to move on from Group A. It's time to go in to Group B. To help me do that, joining me on the desk is In Control and Todd. And a fantastic start to the day here. Group A was brilliant.
Jeff, you're usually the first one to jump in very quickly.
I'm always here. I'm waiting for you, Todd.
All right. Yeah, it was a great start here.
Saying, Group A was a great. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah! Whoa!
Don't punch me in the retirement, bro.
You're the specialist for this. Let's keep it serious,
yes,
guys. Anyway, yeah, great start. A lot of good games. Like we always say, you know, we're gonna see good games, but doesn't really get any better than this. Like these, what a game. We're just saying.
I know. I agree with you, but it is funny because it is our job to be like every game's an amazing game, but actually, those were good games.
And let's hope Group B is as well, because we've got some players fighting for contention as well. We have 3 players left in Group B. We can take a quick look at the bracket, as we already have 1 player who was advanced in first place the other day, yesterday, Thursday, Tuesday. Betrayus, GunGFuBanDa and Sen fighting our next match.
Can we start over?
Can we just all do this again, including you two? GunGFuBanDa versus Sen is the game upcoming, and the winner of that will go up against Snoot for a place to go through in 2nd place.
Interesting match. I think both GunGFuBanDa and Sen have something to prove. I think neither of these guys have a lot of people that are like, oh, these are the guys to look after. So it's kind of up to them to, in this elimination match, say, hey, we have a shot. And then I think what's interesting is kind of like in Group A, one of these guys will then have to play the, I don't know, the killer or whatever you want to say, the guy that's going to have to be the spoiler. Like, it's also Snoot that has a chance to go to BlizzCon. It's also Snoot that if he were to lose here, would get very emotional, upset, and rightfully so. This is not where we expect him to be.
Well, let's talk a little bit about our first match then. Let's talk some about Sen. Sen came into this weekend. We didn't really know what to expect from him, but he played pretty well against Snoot in his first match. He lost it, but he still played pretty well.
We were saying, for those, I mean, a lot of us, I mean, we all watch these games, but I was actually lucky enough to cover these games in Burbank, the round of 32. Sen looked worse winning or taking 2nd there than he did losing his first best of 3 against Snoot. Like, I thought he played a lot better there, much crisper, better mechanics, decision-making was on point, and yet he still lost. So now we see him here in this matchup, and he's going up against GunGFuBanDa, who I mean, go ahead, Todd, talk about GunGFuBanDa, but I think it's a great match.
Yeah, it is. The thing is, with Sen, he's a living legend. Like, he comes here, he's one of the guys that practice. Actually, he is the guy. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. He's the one guy that practices the least when he's there. He's like playing Facebook games all along, sleeping, getting some food. That's it. And I asked him about it, and he was like, well, it's not really about the practice that you get 2 days before your match. It's all the practice that you get before that is going to be important. And it really showed that he's been working hard in some of his recent games, but at the same time, he's had a little bit of inconsistency. So now up against somebody like GunGFuBanDa, who's one of the new kids on the block that's working very, very, like, on the contrary, GunGFuBanDa backstage, he's chaining back-to-back ladder game. He's not stopping, and he's very high ranked on the European ladder. It's a huge contrast that there is between these two guys. And at the end of the day, Sen, with all of his experience, I do think he's going to have a decent chance here against GunGFuBanDa.
Yeah, GunGFuBanDa played in the Season 2 finals. He traveled with us to Toronto, and now he is in Season 3, advancing in first place again in the round of 32. Remember, he did that in Season 2. He's done it again in Season 3. He travels with us to Poland, and this is a continued big moment for him.
Yeah, he's 17 years young. He's one of the youngest players here. He's, as you said, very consistent in that he's doing fairly well. But I have to say, and I kind of like this for this format, same with Mana. His first series, not the best. It's really sad if that would be the way that we sign off on them, but it's not. We get to see them here. GunGFuBanDa, you got your back up against the wall. You have a very beatable, but yet still scary and worthy opponent in Sen. Show us what you got.